Hello, hello. Angela here from Jet Set Pet Sitters and Daily Ritual Candle Company. Another day in the life of a traveling dog sitter. Today is my last day with JoJo. We're taking another nice walk out here in the park. It's a little drizzly, so we're all bundled up. He's got his raincoat on. If only I could leave the house in a sleeping bag. That would be lovely. So I have a question. I want to know what you would do in this situation. As a dog sitter, our business, we have so many things to juggle. And we are managing crazy schedules. We have, lots of families. I think we have like 300 families, but really we have, 30 that are, probably 30 families, 50 families that are real regulars, both in-home and our home. And anyway, so I got a call from my client this morning. Hi. I got a call from my client this morning, and I'm supposed to be going to her house tomorrow it was going to be 12 days. I talked to her yesterday, and we were getting all of our plans sorted out. And today she called me this morning, and she said she was running a temperature over 100 degrees, 100.8 or something, and that she was going to have to cancel. She was going to have to cancel her flights and all of this stuff. And so then she would be canceling her service with us. Now, that is a pretty big chunk of change. So lost income. And during part of that, we also had booked, we have another one of our helpers. We have like one main helper that helps us when we have like double bookings and whatnot. And anyway, so we have her covering for some dates during that time period when I was going to be booked at this woman's house. And so we're going to be paying her from what that client pays, if that makes sense. Anyway, so she has travel insurance, but we typically have our clients pay at the end of the service after they return home. And with travel insurance, from what we understand is you have to pay ahead of time or something. I'm not exactly sure. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out, well, what the heck do I do? I'm out almost $2,000. And so then I don't have like another booking, other than, we have dogs at the house. But, that's loss of income. And, so first I'm like, well, you go into that moment of like, what's going on? My brain wasn't on this morning. It's still not, but hold on. It's poop time. Just a second. Okay. So where was I? Anyway, so this is one of those situations where boundaries come in place and contracts and, what do I have her pay? I would love to not charge her anything because I feel bad. I mean, it's out of her control. But it's also, on the flip side, it's loss of income on our end. And, like I said, we are having to pay our helper to cover our other booking. And so I hate these situations because this is definitely one of those trigger things for me, because I don't want to upset anybody. I don't want to, I don't want to feel bad. And when I have to kind of be the bad guy, I feel bad, and I hate that, and I feel guilty. And I know that I can recognize, come on, Jojo, I can recognize that this is definitely shadow. And I certainly have rights to be compensated in some form. I was kind of thinking, well, maybe I charge her for what we are going to be paying our helper to, because that's an actual cost to us. I don't feel right about charging her the full amount, because that just feels icky, and I mean, ugh, I don't know. Because, also this is a service-based business. Sorry about the the jiggling, but I'm walking. Can't help myself. This is a service-based business, and all of our clients, it's very intimate, because I go into people's homes, or we are taking care of their four-legged children. And so we know people's lives. We know, like, things that maybe the public doesn't know, or they become family to us. And so just talking about it creates anxiety inside of me. My heart is like beating fast, and on the other hand, from all my spiritual work, manifesting work, I recognize this is just another test. And I've learned that with tests, the less or the more you relax into it, the easier things, it'll all come out better for me in the end. Because when you don't resist the ick, then you allow that energy to flow. And when you allow that energy to flow, it allows the abundance to come in, maybe in a different way. So I'm just struggling with this decision this morning, and we're still in process. She's going to go to urgent care, and then she's also, I think, going to try to submit it, the daycare, the booking, to her insurance company, but she's not real hopeful that, since it wasn't prepaid, that she'll get compensated for it, or I'll get compensated for that. So I have no idea. Anyway, I would love to know, like, in this kind of situation, if you were in my shoes, what would you do? And what's funny is she's a dog sitter, and I asked her that too. I said, what would you do in my position? Because I was just so, like, it was just like, what's going on? When you can't wrap your mind around it, because I was supposed to be there tomorrow morning. So, obviously I can't get a booking. Well, I could, but not likely to fill that slot. And I have bookings in 2026, so there's that. So, and then here's another funny little thing. So when she called yesterday, because when I was asking her about getting our ducks in a row and finalizing plans for my arrival, because again, there's a lot of gotta get everything timed right, and make sure that I can get in the house and get the dogs, make sure the dogs are taken care of. And anyway, what's funny is I was thinking this morning, I was like, oh, you know what? I had a feeling. And so I had a feeling that she was going to cancel. Now, yesterday when I talked to her, she was perfect. I mean, she was going to an appointment, and she was, the plan was all full steam ahead. So, for those of you who are psychic and intuitive, I'm curious, what this. I mean, I know that I am highly intuitive, but I mean, when someone else doesn't even know, and I got that hit, that intuitive hit, that you know it's interesting because the way I feel it or have felt it in the past, like I noticed this when I was a therapist. I always knew when a client was going to cancel because I had this like heavy, like icky kind of feeling in my gut, like almost like, and I could never tell whether it was like I was just afraid they were going to cancel and it was like the other shoe was going to drop, or if it was an intuitive, like knowing, if you know what I mean. So chime in on that as well. So like I said, yesterday when I talked to her, I was like, I just had this feeling, but maybe she was already, maybe I was picking up on her energy when she was feeling icky, started to feel icky last night, that she was afraid she was going to have to cancel or something. Maybe that's it. Yeah, I sure wish I could harness that a little bit better and be more intentional and more focused with that energy, because I would love to be able to tap in a little bit better. But, this information just comes to me and I have a knowing. But yeah, I don't feel like I have any control over when and how it happens. So, all right, that's my 2 cents for today. I would love your 2 cents. I would love your 2 cents. Chime in, and I would love your thoughts on both of those questions. And we're gonna hustle around this loop because we're getting pretty wet out here. All right, I will see you tomorrow.